Hey, what's up, everyone? Brad Chmielewski here with episode 131 of Shatter the Vain. This kind of marks the 3 years of the podcast. 2 years ago, last week, I uploaded episode 1 of Shatter the Vain. This small mobile esport, wasn't even an esport, this small mobile MOBA on the iPad that I came across and was playing in the SEA region and then the NA launch. I fell in love with it and had to start a podcast where I talked about it every freaking week. And we've done 131 episodes now. Every week, I believe, maybe only missed a week when we first started around like the Christmas time, but since then, kicking them out for everyone out there, and it's been awesome. I've had some fantastic guests on over the last couple of years, and I can't wait to see what this year 3 brings and the guests that come on. And kicking things off, I got Odds joining me. Definitely cool to have him on here. He's been a part of the Vainglory community for a long time. He's done a lot of different things, some good, some bad. Always fun time talking with him, hanging out with him, grabbing drinks. But now he's part of the new team Vertigo. So we're going to dive in on this episode, kind of what happened to Josh, who helped start Vertigo. I don't know, what was that? Probably almost 2 years ago now, maybe a year and a half. And so kind of find out what happened with him, what's new with this new team Vertigo, where they're going, and what they're going to do. They're now out of the Challengers series and they got into Evil 8, and what's going to happen come spring, because we're off in the winter months. There's an off season now. Vainglory officially has an off season, and it kind of ends here with Vainglory Worlds, which is happening this weekend. I'm a little sad I'm not going. Now that it's finally here, I feel like I should have got my act together and made it happen, but just couldn't do it. Couldn't get out there, but that's all right. I'll be watching here. I'll be watching everyone's Snapchats and photos and kind of rooting everyone along here. I want to say behind the desk, but back at home. So it'd be cool, and everyone should be watching that if you're into the eSports scene at all of Vainglory, the competitive scene at all. It is very cool to see that we now have a official Vainglory Worlds. There is a lot on the line, not just bragging rights. There's money. There's gonna be so many cool people there, so many great fans and just friends coming together at the Hollywood Theater this coming weekend. And we're going to get like a big announcement with Vainglory 2.0. That's right. We all thought it was going to be update 1.25. I even thought it was going to be update 1.25. Turns out we were all wrong. It's update 2.0 that should be released in the next couple of weeks. We're going to get a huge reveal on day 3 of Vainglory Worlds, showing off all the features, letting us know stuff to come, what's on the roadmap, what's on the horizon. So yeah, get ready for all that. And then before we jump into this episode, got to mention the Patreon page. That's over at patreon.com/Shatter the Vain. If you can support it, that's awesome. There's a few new people supporting. I owe them stickers. I need to send out stickers. That's one of the rewards for anyone that's backing over on Patreon. I have Shatter the Vain stickers. They are somewhere around here. But yeah, if you can support it, that is awesome. If not, I appreciate everyone that listens and watches. That's right. If you're a listener, there is the YouTube version. And so there's the video. You can watch me, watch the guest as we talk through this awesome game of Vainglory. Let's do it. Let's jump into episode 131.
Shatter the Vain.
This is the 131st episode of Shatter the Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about Vainglory. Every week, breaking down the news, giving some game tips, and hopefully we can all become better players together. And this marks, I guess, going on the 3rd year of the podcast. And so it's good to have Odds joining me to help ring that in. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Brad. It's Oz if you don't know who I am.
It's good to have you back. You want to give a little introduction? You were on episode, I don't know, a few months ago. It's been a while, though.
Episode 69, I'm pretty sure it was.
69, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to introduce yourself. A lot's changed, I think, since that episode.
Yeah, a little bit has changed. So I'm Odds. I stream here and there, notably for a drunk streamer, but recently I've become a co-owner of Team Vertigo. We just got into the Evil 8. A lot has changed. Unfortunately, my co-owner Adrian isn't be able to be here today, but family, he just had a baby. Congrats to that.
Okay.
But, yeah. So that's basically it. Co-owner of Vertigo now.
Cool. So I guess I want to know, before we get into anything, like, what happened with Vertigo in general, because there was a moment you were on the Vertigo Black team. You like brought it back. Like, Josh kind of left the scene. I don't really know all the reasons why he left, but then he came back, and Vertigo Black was now a team competing in the Challenger, I guess, battles in the VGL and VIS, and you were part of that. And how'd you go from team to owner now?
Yeah, so I won't go too in depth of like the backstory of before they came back, because that's a whole different story that I'm not involved in. So
sure, okay.
I came back, Vertigo Black. I became an analyst on the team, so I was the analyst for the team, and I was a sub for the team. So at that point, it was Adrian was the roamer, and now he's the co-owner. He was doing a lot of the manager stuff, so he kind of was like, I can't play and manage. So we found a different roamer for the team. That was split 1. We placed 4th place. The second split, we got 1st place, and we won the Challenger battles. Now we're in the Evil 8 with our new roamer.
Nice.
So basically, Josh, in some sort of the split 2, basically confronted Adrian. I was actually gone from Vertigo. I left after the first split. I was like, I can't be a part of this right now. Like, it's not going the way I want with Josh in it. And Adrian stuck in it with the team. And Josh kind of approached Adrian and said, hey, I'm working 2 jobs. I can't keep up with Vertigo. I don't want the legacy of Vertigo, or as he says, the legacy, the name of Vertigo, to go away. Would you mind becoming the owner or taking my spot as the owner? I'll be stepping down. And Adrian, he came to me and he was like, do you want to be co-owner of Vertigo? And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I guess. I was like, what's the deal? He's like, Josh is out, basically. It's going to be me and you. And I was like, it's going to be one bumpy road, but I guess we can do it. And
okay.
So, yeah, Josh, basically, personal reasons, he didn't have time. And everybody that knows Josh in the community, he's a good guy, but I guess his ethics as a owner weren't really there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, I guess, why keep that Vertigo name? Is it really just because there was so much built on it now? Like, I wouldn't say so much of respect to him, but there is like a lot of stuff that went into it, I guess.
So this was a big thing too. Like, we could have just took the team and put a new name on it, and we thought a lot about that. And we're coming into this owner, it's brand new, and it's like, for us, we're both in the military. We both don't have a tremendous amount of time to do anything.
Okay.
So for us to rebuild a whole thing with just a team that could possibly get out of the Evil 8 the next split, right? We said, we'll build from what we have. We already have a fan base, and the fan base is not maybe as big as other organizations, but to have fans, to have support for even our players, for ourselves, it gives us a little bit of motivation. And Vertigo did at one time have a good backing and respect for the organization, and I don't think all respect is lost. A lot of people in this community are great, forgiving, understanding, and I think that we can take the strides forward to make it better than it was before, honestly. And it's gone good so far. A lot of people supporting the organization.
That's good, yeah, because there was that time when Josh left, before it even came back, there was the Vertigo band, and it was chaos. Like, it seems to have gotten, I think, a little better now that there's a some leadership there, so that's good.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and we're trying to patch up some of the holes that he left, and some of the people that felt wronged by Vertigo or were wronged by Vertigo. Try to make amends with them.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle, but we'll get there.
For sure. So I guess yeah, you guys are Vertigo Black is now in the Evil 8,
Yeah,
right? So congrats to that. That had to have been a fun ride. And you got to play in, you were just a sub, but you got to play in some of the first split.
yeah.
Right?
The first split, one of our players, he kind of just fell asleep and didn't come to the game, and
Okay.
I had to come in, and I don't play like I was playing jungle. First game, I got like 2 kills, and then second game I was like, whatever, I'm just playing pedal, and I just went 0-6. But we also played Fate, so they're the best team of that split. They went on to the Evil 8 now, doing amazing for them. So
Yeah.
I can't compete at that level. So it was fun though.
Okay. I guess playing at that level now, did you notice that there is a different skill set? Like, even though the challenger teams maybe aren't as good as the top 8 teams, they're still pretty damn good players.
Yeah.
Did you notice that big of a difference from just solo queue, messing around,
Yeah.
streaming, to actually playing competitively?
Yeah, like I solo duo queue in Vainglory, POA Gold, and those games I could just pick Saw. I don't even lane, and I could still win like games. And then you go into these competitive games, it's just a different mindset, communication, rotations. Like in solo queue, I can go up to lane and die 3 times in the first 10 minutes, and I could still win the game just because I can scale. In those games, you die once in lane, objectives are pushed. There's a lot more synergy going on.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I think that's good to know for anyone who's like thinking or watching these games. I mean, like I could do better than that. You can try to build a team in challengers, but I think it's tough. It's a tough road.
Yeah. Well, there's like 64 teams in challengers, and they realize those are the guys in Twitch chat saying, "Oh, I'm better than these guys," and they go and make a challenger team and don't even make it to the top 8. Yeah.
Cool. So then I guess in Evil 8, like what's next for Vertigo and Vertigo Black? Just kind of supporting that team, or you guys have other things, other ambitions?
Yeah. So Vertigo Black, actually, their team name. We left the Black out. It's just Team Vertigo for everything. But so off season now. So our guys are practicing 3 to 4 hours a day, scrimming about 5 days a week on this off season. A lot of teams are not practicing as much right now. It's off season. They're doing other things, but we have something to prove. We have a lot to prove. It's an uphill battle for us. These other teams have been together for so long, so our guys are going to be focusing, practicing, and hopefully they put a little splash in the Evil 8 split come, spring?
Yeah, it'll be spring because the winter season is off season. Yeah.
So hopefully come spring. Even taking a couple matches here and there, a series, hopefully a couple series, it's going to show a lot for our fans and everything, and the hard work they're putting in right now.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, looking forward to seeing the team come back and the name. You know, I think like you said, it does mean a lot to people, and there are a lot of people that like want to see it do well. So that's cool. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. And we do have some big news, I guess, this past week. So let's dive into that.
Vainglory News.
So I think the first news that I think I've been talking about on every episode for the past month is Vainglory Worlds. It is finally happening this week, December 2nd through the 4th at the Hollywood Chinese Theater. Are you going?
Yeah,
are you attending?
I'm going. I'm flying out. I have class all week. I actually got lucky enough to leave class a day early. I'm flying out Thursday night, and I'll be there at 5 a.m. on Friday.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be flying all night. Yep, and then coming right to Worlds.
All right. Hopefully you get some sleep because you just gotta party and go once you hit the ground.
Yeah. Hopefully a bar will be open at 5 a.m. So.
I'm sure you'll find something. Eddie, these games, the teams I know Fuji's been doing this like Broken Myth kind of Road to Worlds 3-part. Anybody you're looking forward to or rooting for, or any like thoughts on who might take it all?
So out of like the NA spectrum, like I'll go out of the NA. I'm really excited to
Okay.
see Hack,
Yeah.
Vivian or whatever I don't know how to say their name.
I'm not. Yeah.
And then the Canads, the
Right.
so
The Canaries. Yeah.
yeah,
Red.
those three teams, the South American team, the Japanese team, and Hacker. I think they're real big underdogs, but I feel like their rosters, and I watched a lot of their gameplay, is pretty good. I know Hack had some roster changes and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I
I know Hack is one of those teams, or was, I don't know about all the roster changes, but was a team that would bust out some crazy stuff. Like they would be playing the Crystal Power Arden in lane, and you just, sometimes those like weird picks kind of win you because the team doesn't expect it.
yeah, there's a lot of different things like metas, like all over like the Asian regions. They're still playing Koshka. Like Koshka's been good since forever. Like. And it works for them. So like the meta and everything, I think it's really gonna be something different because Koshka is very good early game, and North America is always focused early game jungle. And if you let a Koshka snowball on you,
Yeah, you're kind of, that game's over in 13 minutes, 12 minutes.
yeah. So and they're always great in lane with CS and scaling laners. So it's gonna be really interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, that might be what EU has trouble with because a lot of their games, they do go longer. They try to build these team comps that scale, and NA and like you said, Southeast Asia regions go hard and fast.
Yeah. NA has been really, for me, really sculpting of like a lot of metas, but I think the Asian regions, they're really adapting to metas and they understand what other regions are going to be playing a little bit better than like the NA region and stuff like that. EU, I feel like they're going to stick to what they know, and the Asian regions, the way they play MOBAs and stuff, they're very adapting. Most of them probably have coaches and draft analysts and stuff like that. So
For sure, yeah. So you're excited to see those other teams. Anyone you like? Are you going to be rooting for anyone, or are you just kind of an equal opportunist right there?
So right now, like I'm really probably rooting for my number one is probably TSM, and then right below it is Gangster Series. They're amazing guys, all of them in the NA side of things. So
For sure, yeah. You know, I gotta root for Gangsters. I do think Flash and them, you know, they have their house, and I think we may underestimate how like much playing in the same house and just all the time like adds to your gameplay and your understanding of what each other are doing.
yeah, the synergy. It's like knowing someone, like when you have like sports, like you're with your buddies all day and stuff like that. You know their mind a little bit better. You know what they want to do, who they are, how they react to things and stuff, like when they die or something like that. So I think that is going to help them a lot more.
Yeah, it's funny seeing these players. Like I was at the event at the Red Bull, and that was when Vertigo Black was there, and you know we got Best Chuck NA like vaping around, and now he's on TSM, and it's kind of like just a surreal thing when you start to think of these players, and you're like, oh wow, I watched them when they were on this other team. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was at the Red Bull one too, Chuck. They were out like the first day, and just Chuck's hanging around, and he's a good guy. I really like Chuck, so he's probably my favorite player in North America right now. Just how much he's improved and stuff like that, adapting to the game, always staying consistent.
Yeah, definitely. So get ready for those. I know. I think I have Sunday cleared, and I'll probably be watching because that's when you know it really matters, when you're going to see the first place matches happen, and you know Friday and Saturday should be pretty decent to watch, and you know I guess see how it shakes out.
I'm really hoping for a 1v1. I just don't know why. It sounds like the worst like way to decide a match, but like just that 1v1 matchup.
Yeah, that's. I'm not a fan of 1v1s
I'm
and
not a
like
fan
or
either.
doing them.
It's a team game. Like you might as well just do like a drafted battle royale at that point.
That's true. Yeah, maybe they'll change it up, but yeah, it could be a lot of games. Like what the finals are best of 7.
Yeah, best of seven,
So
and if you're in the game right before that, you're playing 5 games, possibly 5 games, and possibly 7 games. So possibly 12 games in one day.
yeah, so that's what 6 hours of Vainglory
Yeah,
back to back like that.
that's
Do you get? I don't. I get bored of it. Like not. I don't want to just like. I'm gonna play Rome Jewel. Yep, that's what's gonna
yeah.
happen. I just need to mix it up, and so whoever has to play 6 hours straight, like, whew, good luck.
Yeah, and there's so much money on the lines. Like I know League Worlds was like 6.5 for the finals, but they're also playing for millions of dollars and stuff like that. So it's a different focus, and a lot of these guys are a lot younger than the league players, a lot less
Yeah.
experienced on the stage. They're on stages all through the year. This is one stage they're going to be on a year, so that's a whole different element than sitting
And
behind
like that.
your desk or
And
whatever.
NA has the advantage coming in being on the same time zone, being like knowing the server there. I know it's a private server, but like just getting accustomed to like the stage and the location and time and everything. Like
And
I think the NA
they also
can.
have the crowd behind it. It doesn't matter
That's
if
true.
NA team is playing NA team, it's going to probably be 50-50. But if the NA team is playing against the EU, the crowd's all going to go for the NA team. It doesn't matter if they're favored or not.
That's true. Yeah. So that's got to mess with the psyche of anyone who can speak English on the other side. Like, these guys, this sucks.
Yeah. So it's going to be difficult for the other team's mental state.
So yeah, get ready for those. Those will be streamed on Twitch. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They also announced that during the dev stream that we get an announcement on the third day about the next update for Vainglory, and everyone was kind of thinking it was going to be 1.25 because that's been the path we've been going. But update 2.0 will be the next version of Vainglory, and it's going to get shown off with features and I think a roadmap of what's to come in the next year on that Sunday. This is pretty exciting. 2.0, that's a big change, hopefully.
Yeah. It's going to be, hopefully, jungle changes. I always wanted, I know Fuji said this, and a lot of people I've seen on Twitter, like just more jungle camps, different jungle camps, ones that evolve, give you different things. I personally would love a jungle camp above your lane. So if you're winning lane,
Oh, yeah.
you could take a little healer buff up there or something like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot to do in lane if you like push in, you just rotate down.
Yeah.
You just waste time just to kind of like back people up or whatnot. I hope they do something with the minion miner. I know we've had changes to those over the course of the last update where sometimes they buff minions, sometimes they don't, sometimes they get gold. So hopefully they do something different if they roam around your jungle or just act as like another person there would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I think they should evolve when the Kraken evolves, to be honest, because at 15 minutes, those things are kind of useless to me. Like, so if they do something like maybe give your team, if you hold both of them, give you a offensive bonus or something, a defensive bonus, a little something, I think would be great.
And then I'd also love to see, I think with 2.0, like a change to the Kraken. I know they said early on they messed with like a Kraken that there's 2 Krakens, and one Kraken would like roam around or do different stuff. And so I'd love to see the Kraken just maybe do something else or be harder to take or something like that. Or we go down into the mine to take the Kraken, something like that.
Yeah, I do think the Kraken, like right now, you can solo a Kraken with a support Catherine with a Storm Crown. I don't think that should be the case. I also think like I watch League a lot, so like the dragons, they're random. So if there's maybe 2 or 3 different Krakens and you just get a random one at 15 minutes, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would make the game a lot more fun to play, and it would make like, oh, we gotta like, maybe there's a better Kraken who's gonna spawn after we take this one. Like, oh, we got the mini Kraken that only like attacks heroes and doesn't attack turrets or something.
Yeah, and also it changes a lot of the gameplay because 15 minutes come and you get a Kraken that says maybe boost your speed or boost something, and you're like, I don't really need that right now. Let me go do something else. That's a waste of our time.
Right. Yeah. And hopefully with 2.0 we get some new items. I know that's been a complaint of mine for just a long time. The game kind of gets stale. Let's build the 3 same items, the crystal items. The support build is identical every game. And so it's kind of, we need something else.
Unless in solo queue, I just build a fountain and that's it.
Yeah.
Unless they have a Finn or a Catherine, all I build is a fountain nowadays. And
then you just go offensive stuff.
Yeah, it's
playing support.
It's pretty fun, but
right, yeah. See, that just shows that it's getting. I think you're bored and you're stale of it. Like, I don't need those items. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are leaks of stuff. If you can't wait till Sunday over on the Vainglory leaks Reddit, like you can probably find some stuff that should be in update 2.0. Yeah. I guess I'm excited to just, this means something different and kind of shows that I want to say almost like we've grown up a little bit.
Yeah.
and I think this is, maybe we can mark this as like something to happen after every season now. So we'll probably see these major, we'll go 3.0 probably next December as well.
Hopefully it does keep on expanding like this. I think they're really pushing for that eSports scene and having that more mindset of the game of not just mechanically playing. You have to actually be intuitive and understand the game, which is good. And I know they're still trying to cater to the casual players, making it so it's not like, oh my god, like Dota, you can't just hop into Dota anymore. Like Dota, you're like,
no.
your mind. But I think Vainglory is it's gonna be hard, but they need that balance of competitive and casual, and I think they're doing a good job with it right now. I know the competitive players do want a little bit more, but they'll get there.
And they got Battle Royale for a lot of the casual people. I think I know people that only play Battle Royale and share clips of their Battle Royale games, and so people are dedicated Battle Royale players.
I think I play more Battle Royale now than anything.
Oh, you do? I like almost never. If I'm going to play, put it all on the line. I'm just playing ranked. Whatever happens, let's do this.
Yeah, I wasted so much ice in that too, just skipping heroes.
Just re-rolling?
Yeah, one time I bought $50 of ice just to skip and play Battle Royale. It's fun.
Nice. I know one of the changes that also got shown was the UI changes coming to the game, which is a nice little update, kind of giving you some stats on what this hero means before you pick them. Or this was more just in the, like, not even your hero select screen. This was in your when you're going through the store.
Yeah.
At least this screen that showed off. So I think it's much needed change for new players, just to kind of be like, or just old players too, to be like, oh, look it, Glaive's a little tankier than this person. He's slower, and you can kind of get a good idea.
You
it's
can
like
gauge
those
it a
Mario
lot.
Kart stats.
Yeah, you can gauge it a lot easier, and a lot of new players coming from different games, like, I like to be a mage or something. I'm a tank, and they can go through heroes and be like, oh, he's kind of tanky, but oh no, he's really tanky and stuff like that. So I think it's a good change, very visual,
Sure.
And that's going on the more casual side that Vainglory is trying to hit. So that's good.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's more involved with it too. This was just one of the screens, and I think a lot of the old players probably will never notice or need this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Still pretty neat. On the dev stream, we did get a couple new skins showing off. We got the 2 special edition skins, the Winter War Catherine and the Gift Wrap Fortress special edition skin. I gotta say that Winter War Catherine looks pretty nice. I think
I saw this one, the red one. Yeah. I saw one of the Phoenix members put a Phoenix sign on it and said they should have.
I saw that, yeah.
I think that'd actually be a cool idea. I honestly do think whoever wins Worlds should have a team skin for them, like each one of their heroes that they play in like the final game or deciding game. They should get their own skin for that hero.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome if it's the TSM or Team Secret or Gangstars, just team colors in there. Like League of Legends does that, and it's a pretty cool idea, and just like I think builds a little more of that esports, I guess, hype around it.
Yeah, and shows you the support, and everybody's like, "Oh, I want that skin. That's my favorite team. I'm gonna go out and get that." So
for sure, yeah.
Even if I don't play the hero, I'd get it. So it's pretty cool.
They are almost making these special edition skins look better than the limited edition, just so you don't feel bad if you didn't get that limited edition. Like you kind of want to play the special edition.
Yeah.
But I have the limited edition, and I want to show off that I also have that. So it's kind of.
Yeah, I have mostly all the old school skins, besides like a few, but. Yeah, the new ones coming out, like the Costco one, they're all both amazing. But I think the newer ones, I think the designs are just like they're progressing as a company. Like the art, you're not gonna make the art worse. So like, but yeah, they're amazing. The color changes and the little changes are a lot better, I think.
Mm-hmm. So that's all the the changes or updates we've been revealed so far for. 2.0 coming, and so stay tuned on Sunday when we get that like big presentation, and I feel like we may get some more lore if we have an update probably coming shortly after Worlds. We probably will get lore for next hero and new skins and things like that this week as well, just kind of some hype and news around the championships kind of coming, so get ready for all that. Also this week, Broken Myth released a hero tier list. I know you said you've been playing a lot more Battle Royale, but you probably dove into some ranked games as well. I thought I'd see what you thought about this hero tier list and if it's in line with what you've been seeing, even though you said you just go Saw and don't care.
Yeah. So I am looking at the list right now. There's a lot of personal preferences, I would have to say, but the lane, I don't agree with anything but like Celeste.
Yes.
Celeste.
So at the Nightmare level, they have Celeste, Samuel, Kestrel, and Scarf.
Yeah. I think Gwen is one of the strongest laners right now that a lot of people I've seen be playing. Saw is one of the hardest heroes to play against. That Crystal Power Saw, it ramps up. It's ridiculous. Scarf is always good. I don't think he's a nightmare. I think he's a great counter pick to a lot of comps and a very safe pick. Samuel.
Yeah, but Scarf is hard to play. Like that's the thing about Scarf. Like if you don't land your stuff, you're trash.
Yeah, so I don't think he's a nightmare. I think kind of a big deal. Impressive. Saw should not be in there. Sky, Ringo, I don't think. Like for me, a Black Feather is a higher laner than a Saw. It's not working for me. And Baron, like not many NA players really play Baron, so
no, which is weird. Like no one does play Baron, which is kind of sad. I like the dude.
So I've actually played Baron. I play Baron quite a bit, and I've seen a lot of Gwen. So I picked up Baron to go into Gwen, and I think Baron really goes well into Gwen late game and early game.
Oh, just because you have the range and the AoE kind of to shut her down.
Yeah, and your beast like negates her ultimate. One, you can dodge it, or two, if you do like use it, you don't get stunned by it because you have that immune to stun. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. The Rise of Gwen has been interesting. Like she got some nice buffs in this last update, and I think her range on probably her A is maybe a little too long.
Yeah, it pokes you pretty well, but that's why I like the Baron into it, because you could just kind of AoE like, get away from me, I'm not having this right now.
For sure, yeah. Then in the jungle at their Nightmare level, they put Kestrel, Taka, Sky, and Blackfeather, as well as Lance and Koshka. I guess I don't agree with this Taka build. I've seen more bad Takas than I've seen good Takas. This update.
I feel like Taka is always going to be, if you can snowball Taka, you can win. But then if you don't know how to actually play Taka in late game, you're kind of ruined because that's the biggest thing. People just kind of just jump in with Taka and say, "Oh, I can do this. I've been doing this all game," and then they're like, "Oh, I'm dead."
Yeah, you're dead. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't like the Koshka and the Nightmare Zone. I don't think it's really needs to be there. And I think Rona and Kroll are still really strong.
Yeah, they're just. I think if you've been playing Rona and Kroll for a long time, you're probably good at them, but they're not just the hero you can pick up and do fairly well as. Where someone like Blackfeather, you can do decent as and not know what you're doing.
To me, this is more of like a solo queue like pickup because these are the heroes that kind of just like you could pick it up and put it in any comp. Like there's a lot of other heroes that are a lot stronger, but they kind of have to go into some sort of comp. So like for competitive reasons, like this, but for like a POA below, I think this would be is a really good list.
I think the Jewel deserves a little better than impressive because that CP Jewel in a lot of tiers, people group up, you can melt the whole team and win the game.
Yeah, so actually, Archaic, our jungler for Team Vertigo, he plays Jewel a lot. He played it all through the Challenger Series, Weapon Power, Crystal, and he's done phenomenal on it.
Yeah.
It really busts up Kestrels and stuff, so.
Sure. But yeah, Kestrel's, I think, strong, but she doesn't get played at all because she's banned, more than likely.
Yeah.
So you won't see much of her. Then in the roam position, they put just Flicker and Lyra at Nightmare level. And I think I got to agree with that one. I think those two are probably your best pickups and offering so much to the team right now. Flicker is kind of way too strong.
I haven't played Roam Flicker yet. I've played Lane Flicker almost every game I play. I love Lane Flicker.
How does that? You're like not even taking advantage of the invisibility part.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I just sit in my bush and run to the other bush.
In the bush.
Yeah, just run the bushes. And once you hit level 6, I only play if I have an Arden support, and I just go invisible in my bush, hit my ult. Arden boosts me up. I hit my B, and I just got this big AOE, and you just burst people.
Nice, yeah.
It's fun. It's not like ideal. It's not the best, but it's really fun.
Are you playing it Crystal Power or Weapon Power?
Yeah, Crystal Power. Just go full. I go Shatter, Frostburn, and Broken Myth.
Okay.
just full burst.
I like that. I'm gonna have to try that. I haven't seen that. I've seen a Crystal Power Flicker in the jungle, but not in lane.
Yeah.
But as far as I think Lance is still a good time, and as well as Catherine. I love playing Catherine just because she's a bully.
Yeah.
She just gets in your face all game, and she can kind of just poke people around so much.
Yeah. I do think Catherine's really strong. Lance is always going to be that one. If you're not good at Lance, don't play it.
No, yeah.
It's the hardest, for me, it's the hardest roamer because you have to not focus just on your impales and everything, but you also have to focus on hitting your abilities, not your abilities, your actives and stuff. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They're so focused on the fight that they're not hitting their crucibles and fountains.
Mm-hmm. And you're a sitting duck if you miss your impale.
Yeah.
You're just stuck there for a minute.
You're just a stack. You're just stacks right there.
Yeah. It's been disappointing that Finn's kind of dropped down, but it was probably needed because those hooks in 1.23 were just out of control, and he was just, I don't know, it was not good.
I do think we're going to see a lot of fortresses and stuff at Worlds, though. Fortresses and Ardens. So hopefully, because they have Fortress as impressive, but I think Fortress does offer a lot to a lot of comps.
Yeah, especially with Lyra being in the meta, you kind of negate some of that healing, and so Fortress can kind of add something to it that the other heroes can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. I think at Worlds we may see some of these impressive pickups just be top picks.
They'll be
like, what?
They'll be very impressive. That is for sure.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, check that over out at Broken Myth. They do a list usually every update. So, and then something that got put out, what was it? I think like a couple weeks ago was this Vainglory Dispatch. So this was almost like I want to say like a State of the Union or like just a huge letter that Skills for Kills kind of put together. Like just a big multiple page Word document about his thoughts on how to improve the game, kind of what's wrong. We don't need to go over it all here. I just kind of wanted to mention it and send people there as well because it covers a wide variety of subjects that range from toxicity in the community, in-game chat, the matchmaker, and even protection of professional players. So there is a lot of stuff here. I only like skimmed it and kind of saw people talking about it. I didn't even like dive into it all.
Yeah, I just looked at it. So it's a mouthful right there.
A lot of great ideas. I know he did a podcast with a T-Dog on the Alternating Current talking about this, if you kind of want to hear more about it and kind of his thoughts and what went into it. But he worked on it for a long time, and there's a lot of people involved in editing it. And I'm sure it's a lot of stuff that Super Evil Megacorp is thinking about and trying to make better. It's super easy to be like a coach from the sidelines and like, this is what we should do. But once you're in there and you realize your days go by fast just dealing with bugs or issues that come up.
Yeah, being in the IT world, like as much as I want to complain on Twitter about matchmaking and all these little things, it's a big overhaul to just have a team just focusing on that. And they have a lot on their hands. The team isn't humongous. They're still rolling out updates and stuff. There's going to be bugs. There's always going to be something wrong. But as long as they're trying and getting the most out of it. So I think,
sure, yeah.
Because I know that's a big thing. It's the solo queue within the matchmaking and this whole no tier decay and stuff. But that's going to take a while to fix. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have, like, MMR, POA, like, bronze, like SA, like, but I'm Vainglory. If I solo queue, I'm like playing against hotness players. I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of weird, but that also shows that maybe there's not a lot of people playing outside of parties too, and that's a problem.
But then I have a Smurf that I go on, and that my Smurf is POA bronze, and I go on my Smurf and I'm playing against Vainglory silver players. I'm like, how does this work? I just solo queued on my other account. It's all good. Like, I think my win rate on my Smurf, I have like 100 wins, but I won like probably 70, 80 of the games. And on my main, I have probably like close to 1,700 wins, and I probably lost like 3,000 games. So
yeah,
that's probably why my MMR is so bad.
For sure, yeah. I don't think there's any way to fix matchmaker. We have 6 years of League of Legends and 8 years of Dota. And they don't have it perfect. People complain about those every day. So.
That's going to be like the small changes. Like the system itself, the numbers and the algorithms that they have, they're fine. It's going to come up to like how to implement other things. Like League put in, okay, you want to be a roamer. Okay, we'll match you up with someone that wants to be a jungler and someone that wants to be a laner and things like that. But that engineer part, like the numbers, that's going to be a long time till that changes.
For sure, yeah. And with people, I think, smurfing and some people solo queue and some people don't, there's just so many variables on it. Like, it's tough. But I would recommend anyone who's, like, really loves the game and just wants to see what, like, a group of people are kind of proposing to Super Evil Megacorp, like, go read this. It's great. The parts that I've read and went over, like, they put a lot of time into it. And then the last bit of news before we wrap up the news section is the free hero rotation. Always like to mention that. Gives you a chance to try new players. It changes every Tuesday. So this week it's been Taka, Arden, Gwen, Celeste, Fortress, and Rona. And we were just talking about how Gwen and Fortress are probably worthwhile pickups and worth learning here. I definitely was on the Gwen bandwagon the last update, even though I could not get her to work. But this update, I'm having a lot of fun playing with her.
Gwen is actually the one hero I have not bought yet.
Oh, okay. So this rotation's perfect for you.
Yeah.
You probably have enough glory to get her too.
Yeah, I play her in my battle royale matches. I just haven't picked her up because I don't. Most times I pick up a hero and I just play it and like rank my first game because it's whatever. But like I don't play enough like lane or like those kind of heroes. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it to my teammates. I don't think they'd appreciate my Gwen plays.
Okay. Yeah, but give her a try if you don't have her. Like I said, this update changes every Tuesday. I would guess that I guess there's one this week for the Worlds, but the free hero rotation after Worlds will probably involve something to do with the winners or like the most played heroes at Worlds. I know last week on episode 130, Wolf fans mentioned they used to do like a theme, but now they try to make sure like everyone's covered here, so they have like a couple supports, a couple bruisers, a couple people who lane. So, but I think they'll do something for Worlds, and that would be kind of nice to see. Like, and it gives you a good eye of like these were the top picks.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion. So that does it for all the news, but I got a little form static before we wrap up this episode.
Forum static.
On the forums, I came across this post, and it was talking about the hidden language of pings. And this is our only way to communicate in-game. Like, we have no in-game chat or anything like that. Unless you're on Discord with people, you have no way to tell them what you're doing. And we rely on the ping system if it's for better or worse, I guess. And this was an interesting discussion about, like, how do you decipher pings? Like, a 1 question mark and a sad face equals, oh, what the fuck are you doing? And, like, I don't know if I've ever, like, thought that deep into, like, all right, I'm going to use this combo of pings to try to come up with what I'm saying.
I usually just do the question mark. Like, if I die in lane, I just question mark myself. I'm like, what the? But I guess I'm going to be doing a sad face and a question mark now.
Yeah,
when I die
so
in
that's
lane.
Yeah, sad face and a question mark. That means like I messed up. So and this one says 2 question marks and a crying face is to let people know you're lagging. I didn't know that. If someone pings like 3 times, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop pinging so much. I guess this is a funny post. I tend to use like the same 2 or 3 pings. I use the cheers, and then I use danger. That's about all I need.
Yeah. Once like I get a ping. I don't really ping as much as I used to, but I always get into some pinging games, and it gets bad. Like when someone dies on your team, you just put the smiley face. You know the game's just trolled already. Like when you're smiling when someone dies and throwing up the little beers and stuff. Like the game's over.
Right, yeah. I had one of those games earlier today. I was just like, I watched you walk into the team. All right, cheers.
Cheers, yeah. Smiley face. You don't do no question mark, like, but I really only use the question mark when like the laner's missing and like caution pings when I see my team like about to walk into 3 of them. Right.
That's true. I do like the one on here where someone mentions the triple beer ping will always be NA is greater than EU. So,
yeah.
Because it was during that invitational where they changed because TSM won, they beat the sort of Team Secret team, and they made the triple beer ping the red, white, and blue beers. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you ever wondered what people were doing with their pings, I'd go check this out and I don't know, search like 3 dangers. What does that mean? I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess like 2 beer pings is too lazy to hold the button down for 1 more second. Like, it's funny.
Yeah, there's some good ones there. The forums are always a good place to just get thoughts on what people are doing. And, yeah. But the pings, you can either troll with them or they can be helpful. So
yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode 131. Odds, thanks for joining me. This was awesome.
Thank you for having me. It's been a good time.
Yeah, so Vertigo, Team Vertigo, you guys got winter off. Are you guys going to be playing are you guys in VIS at all? Playing there?
No. That rosters have been set in place, and so we won't be in there. I don't even know I know there's going to be like a lot of other smaller tournaments and stuff like that. We will be
during the off season.
Yeah, we will be participating in them, even if they're like $50 rewards or just a couple other challenger teams, maybe an Evil 8 team in there, just to get practice, seeing what other people are doing, testing out what we want to do, stuff. So
yeah, cause it's always, and it reminds people that you're still here
too.
Like, I think the off season might be a weird time for Vainglory because we've never had an off tournament since it's been going strong. There's almost never been a week without eSports, so it'll be like people are gonna forget about Vainglory eSports without some of these tournaments.
Yeah, so hopefully there's gonna be a lot of community events and stuff like this. It'll be a perfect time for like Vainglory to like partner with some of these organizations that want to do some promote them a little bit, saying and stuff like that. So
yeah, definitely. So where can people, I guess, find out more about Vertigo? You guys still pretty active on the band, and if people wanted to join the guild, is that a possibility, or is it just mainly the team?
So no, we are having a community side. We do have our band. We find it. You can DM me on Twitter. The Vertigo Twitter, just message us, add us at that. We do have applications open. There's like links on that Twitter. We are working on a website right now. We're rehauling a new website and stuff like that, so we'll have applications up on that. So it should be good.
Nice. Awesome. Check that out. I'll include links in the notes and the descriptions for anyone looking for that. I know the end of seasons always involve a lot of shakeups where people either get kicked out of guilds and want to go to a different guild, and so it's a good time. Cool. Well, Shatter the Vain's on Twitter at Shatter the Vain. Website shatterthevain.com. All the episodes get posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, the YouTube version as well. So check that out. And I'll be back. I will not be at Worlds, so I'll be here at my house watching. So I'll do a post wrap up episode next week on 132. I'll have to get someone who didn't go, which seems like everyone is going.
Yeah, everybody is going. It should be a good time. I won't be able to have a beer with you, but in spirit. I'll
drink here along with everyone. So cheers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll be back next week. See ya.
Let's get this over with.